A lawyer, in a lot of ways, has to be as bare as an actor. You have to show yourself as an actor. That jury there that's making a very powerful decision has to see what you see. And when you find justice and they see it in you, they usually vote the way you're going. The biggest thing in our society is that people have movement without intention. And so you're saying whatever you're going to do, you're going to have intention. It means you have your presence, you have your intellect, you know what's needed, you know the words to use. So you know what makes the moment work. That's what we're talking about. So that's why it's important. You say things, but it's important to know what does that really mean. If you find the nature of the moment, you'll do the right thing. You know, you'll know what to do. You'll know what's needed in the moment. You say, what's the nature of standing in front of people and talking to them? You see, what's their expectation of me? And if you have your presence and you have your clarity and you know the words to use, you're there. But if you don't know the nature of the moment, you're going to bring things in that doesn't belong in this moment. And a lot of times you stand up and you have a theory of justice, but when you allow it, you open yourself up and struggle and then find it, they see it at the same time you see it. Sense memory is a technique that we do to open the instrument up. It's like building habits, positive habits you do every day to open the instrument up. Your imagination, your feelings, your expression. Because if you're a tennis player or if you're a pianist or if you play some kind of instrument, every day you're doing something to exercise that. The same thing should happen as a creative person. The other thing is that most everything we do in life is about struggle, control, and will. In creation, it's about relaxation, staying in the moment. So it's a lot different than most other things that you encounter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work on imagination. And I'm going to put you to places you can only imagine because you've never been there before. I want you to go into the image because what's happening is let the image pull the whole body into it. Meaning it will sensitize the body and open another dimension of the body. Acting really is about connection. It's taken to another level of sense, opening the whole body. This opening, the whole body is being opened, very sensitive.
On my first trials, I got so nervous because I had planned everything and had it all memorized. And then I stood up and I saw the white glaring eyes of the jurors looking at me, and the case didn't go in as well as I wanted to. Every witness that came up basically, said my client did it, and they were judging me, and I could feel that they were undressing me and looking inside my soul. And at that moment, my hands started shaking and my throat just started choking. And I looked at them and I said, I have to make a confession to you. And I don't know where this came from. I said, I'm afraid. And I said, I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to be the lawyer that Mr. Thomas needs, and that I'm not going to be able to do his case justice. They just followed me like I had this power over them, like an actor over an audience. And the verdict came back in 10 minutes, but they came back unanimously with an acquittal. And when they announced their verdict, I just started bawling. And my client, of course, was sitting next to me and told me, I told you. But for me, it was just like an outpouring of emotion.
A lot of times to find that part of yourself that's going to really touch a lot of people around you is through the channels of fear. You see, because what fear really is usually is talent, once you take the trauma out of the fear. Then when all that's stripped away and you just struggle and try to find justice to save your client and that you believe in it, then you see the soul.